Hey guys, what is up? I hope everybody has been having a good day so far. Happy to be back with the back nine at Tobacco Road. I played this round probably about a week or two ago as of the recording this video, but I definitely still do remember it very well. There were quite a bit of cool things that happened, including a really awesome hole out, and so it was really fun, beautiful day, and I've played this course quite a few times at this point, and I always enjoy coming back to it because it's just a really unique course that you really don't see anywhere else. So, highly recommend checking it out if you're ever in the Pinehurst area. And that being said, let's get into the video. So, I flared my 1-iron out to the right a little bit and got caught up in that rough, and all I was really able to do was hack it out into the waist area. And left about probably 15-20 feet for par at bunker shot. Didn't quite chase out the way I expected, so have a little bit of work left. Never really gave this a chance, so not the best start here on the back nine. But I'll tap that in for bogey. And you can see kind of a cool little thing there, the cart in the back left in the waist area. You can drive the carts through pretty much wherever. And kind of a cool thing here, this is what golf is all about, just a father playing some golf with his son in the afternoon. So I just thought that was kind of cool. And so now we're on hole 11, 531 yards. And this is a really cool hole for me because you can pretty much almost drive the screen on probably about a 380-yard carry. So you guys can see I hit a huge towering fade. And that's the exact line I wanted to go on. I didn't quite catch it all, but I felt pretty comfortable that would get back to the waist area, and as you can see, it did. Extreme dogleg right, so you can cut off a ton of distance on this hole. So this is quite a crazy waist bunker, quite a famous one too, because it's just humongous. And I'll tell you guys, the camera does not do it justice. So I had to take a 48-degree wedge explosion shot. And just for those of you who are curious, probably the hardest shot in golf is an explosion shot that's over 40 yards long. But if you take a lower lofted club and play that explosion shot just like you would with the 60 degree or 58 degree, you'll have a lot of success getting it to go even 50 or 60 yards with an explosion shot. So give that a try. Makes it a lot more easy than just trying to chip it and just catch it perfect. So didn't quite take advantage of that eagle putt there, but still walked away with birdie to get that shot back. Now to hole 12. And let it go with the driver. Thought this would get all the way to that fairway down there, but it started falling a bit to the right. So I was kind of in that so-so area where I should be all right, but I'll definitely have a weird little shot coming in. So definitely carried that drive pretty far. Almost pin high, so I probably could have gone for this green too, but would have been quite an aggressive line. So have a okay lives, took some relief from the cart path, and just trying to catch it clean. You can see ball lands in the left center and runs out. Luckily I had some green to work with, so that ball was coming in hot for a 60-degree wedge. So you'll see got probably 20 feet, maybe 25 feet left, but shouldn't be the hardest putt in the world. But quite a good view here. At this time, it's like 5 p.m., so you can see where the ball landed, and was able to get hung up on that green pretty good. So got about, looks like 20, 25 feet here. So we're going to give this one a run right up the hill. And I don't know how that didn't go in. I was pretty frustrated there. This entire round, I was hitting the ball incredibly. I could not make a putt unless it was for par. And that's been a really weird thing for me. I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's just a coincidence, but I just never seem to make those mid-rangers for birdie, but I always make them for par. If you guys have that same issue, you can certainly let me know in the comments. But on to hole 13, par 5. Again, just blasting over trees. Quite a generous landing area for cutting the corner, so it's really not that risky of a shot. So I just hit it over those trees and absolutely smoked it. Got a good amount of roll. So this is all I have left for my second shot. 93 yards, 60-degree wedge. And by the way, this is probably one of the most famous green complexes in the world, at least in North America. I've heard a lot about it. And if you ever ask people about Tobacco Road, one of the places they will remember is this shot. Because this flag is like 10 feet tall. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to see the flag if it was a normal height. Some crazy waste area, bunkers around there, and you can see just how funky this green is. But definitely a memorable hole. So I actually hit into that slope past the pin, and it just bounced really crazy. It was just kind of like the secret to this hole, you just want to throw it into that little depression around the green somewhere and just have the ball start bouncing around, and it'll generally filter down onto the green and give you a good look at making a putt. So now we got an eagle putt, and just misjudged this. And I think my biggest struggles with putting in general are just green reading. So definitely going to have to buckle down on that a little more. But the major parts of the game, like ball striking and distance control, I feel like I'm starting to get a good handle on. And this was actually a really good test for me, not just because, they put the flag on this next par 3 in the back right shelf, but also because I had some spectators. And I will be honest with you guys, it's extremely difficult for me to play good golf while filming with people watching. I don't know why. I think it's just the added, stimulus of not only having to manage a camera, but also have people watch me or be aware of me. It definitely adds a challenge for me psychologically. So I definitely did not hit a good shot here. And let me be honest, I was dreading this shot because it was such a tight lie. And obviously there are people in the background there. So this is a good test for me. So I'm kind of getting a feel for this lie. And what I'm going to try to do here is take a really flat bottom and just kind of use the bounce so I have less chance of catching it heavy. And just taking that, 10, 12 foot comebacker. So if you guys are ever feeling really uncomfortable over a shot around the green, it's always a good idea to take a lower lofted wedge, open the face up, and just use the bounce and just guarantee that you'll at least catch it clean somewhat. And I rolled this right in the middle. So that was actually a really cool up and down, and it was a good test for me because, I felt some pressure. And obviously when I'm filming, definitely don't feel much pressure normally, which is always nice, and it helps me play my best golf. But obviously in tournaments, that will not be the case. So never a bad thing to practice. So on hole 15, round has started to make a turn for the better. Pulled this a little left, but still had some room. And I have 128 yards left. Pins right behind that big pine tree, kind of down that left little corner. As I said, Tobacco Road's a very unique layout, a Mike Strantz gym. And it's just a course I love coming back to. I first played this course when I was a high school student in Maryland. We would come down for a spring break trip to Pinehurst, and we would always play this course first. So it was kind of a lot of fun memories. So I went a little bit long here. Didn't properly take into account the downhill grade, taking off some distance. So have about 12 feet left here for par. And what did I tell you guys? I can't make the birdie putts mid-range, but I sure can make the par putts. I don't know why. It's just a really weird pattern that's been going on lately. So now we're on hole 16, as you guys can tell. It's starting to get a little later. And just going to go really extremely conservative here. I don't know why. Honestly, I just felt like the visibility was nowhere near as good as it looks here. So I honestly just didn't think I'd be able to see the ball that well. I caught this extremely heavy, but I did just carry it over this bunker here. So I'm actually in pretty good shape, relatively speaking. Kind of a weird little spot. I'm on, as I said, just past a waste bunker on the rough. So I have about 130 yards left. Pins in the back left shelf. So I'm just going to take the 52 degree. Got a pretty good lie here, pretty clean. So should be able to catch some spin, and also should be a very predictable result coming off the club face. So hit a really good shot here. It's turning left. A little overdraw here, but as I said, a lot of the green complexes at Tobacco Road filter the golf ball back to the pin. So I did a great job of getting all the way back there. And I'll be honest, I think a lot of people, this is a classic example of course, I think it looks a lot harder than it really is. Don't get me wrong, you can certainly make a big number if you don't know what you're doing. I certainly did my first round here many years ago. But once you get a feel for the course and what it's all about, you realize it's not that tough. You can actually make a lot of birdies, but not there. So kind of a weak putt there, but still a par. Now we're on hole 17. You can see the pin there just over the tee box, downhill, 137 yards. And this should be a very easy hole, but I caught this one a hair thin, just a little bit, just enough to take some spin off where it lands long of the green. So definitely not a good shot. You definitely want to be trying to make a 2 here. So just short of the garbage long, but I do have a little bit of green to work with, so that's the one thing I have going for me. So I'm just going to try to chip this, bounce this right up over that ridge, just let it do the rest of its thing. And I hit it. I knew when I hit it, it was definitely going to be a good chip. And I see it rolling, and right about now, it dinks in dead center. Probably the only shot around the green where the hill obscures the hole, so I was like, you know what, probably going to want to keep this in one take so that people don't think there's any shenanigans going on. So yeah, I landed it about probably 3 or 4 feet onto the green, and it just kind of rolled, and it looked good all the way. And then, yeah, you will see at the bottom of the cup right there. So not a bad way to finish a hole. And at this point, guys, it's getting really dark, like almost pitch black. So I actually also ran out of battery with my phone for the last hole. So it was at like 6%. I thought I had plenty of battery. It just dropped off crazy fast in the last hole. So I did see this ball. This is a really good shot here, right up the right center. And then you'll notice the video recording does get a little spotty for these next couple shots, but I'll do my best to fill you in on what happened. So 122, right center of the fairway, hit a 56-degree wedge in hand. So just made a solid swing, and this was an absolute dart. And just draws right in there. Camera cuts off right as this ball lands, but it works out pretty good. And you guys can see here, I was able to at least record where the ball went. You can see I'm trying to be quick about it, but it'll cut off right about here. But I made that putt and ended up shooting 3 under for that side. Really had a great round. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. Got some more cool stuff coming up very shortly. So until next time, hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later.